So how does global warming translate with all of this pandemic? Remember, they've been talking about global warming for many years. And yeah, it's man-made. And it is something that's been brewing. But what do you mean by man-made? They're doing all the geoengineering and all the different terraforming. Well, yeah, okay, there's that. But remember, the chicken or the egg. But then you look at people and their unresolved issues and all the infection that they hold within. And then when that gets released, that releases a lot of energy into the environment. The environment is not immune to people's energy. And it produces a global warming effect. And so while people are like, oh God, it's the power elite that are doing this. When you think about it, you either are going to release infection that will, yes, be energetic, and that'll be flushed down the toilet and then be processed by your sewage plants, or you produce a bunch of children to relieve the pressure, which is also what the system is trying to mitigate, is the amount of reproduction of children, so we don't have so many mouths to feed that are not contributing to the sanctity and the balance of the environment, because we have so many consumers in our society. And so when you think how global warming and infection and pandemics go hand in hand, because again, we work symbiotically or against our environment, our community, Mother Earth. And then when I'm like, all of you that are green machine, the Ralph Naders of the world, and all the green activists, they save the planet, and you're taking all the therapies, causing more of the biochemical pollution, causing people to have to level up or defend itself or assimilate or adapt. And you have 7.9 billion people that, yes, on this trajectory will turn into 12.9, 13.9. I mean, where do you draw the line when it comes to infection in your body? And where do you draw the line when it comes to a population that is reproducing children at an exponential level? At some point, something has got to balance out the life forms. And so, yeah, you're going to see climate change. Are you going to say that, oh yeah, they're doing all the geoengineering and causing that? Again, when you're out there with all your friends and family and you have so much infection inside, that will either translate into cancer, disease, and chronic illness, and then autoimmune disorders, and then anger, and then all the politics triggering people, of course, because there are catalysts and people who do purposely trigger each other. But then you have also the production of children and glorifying people with 20 kids in their family. Okay, but what are we producing out there? And that does contribute to the carbon dioxide emissions. That does influence all the different atmospheres. Is it 7 layers of atmosphere? And it will change the weather, absolutely. Because again, when you have infection in your body, it influences all your cells. You get the DNA methylation, you get the mutations, you get the strangulation of oxygen when you're changing molecules. And so when you look at it from the micro level, you have global warming within you. And when you have global warming within you with all the infection and the building of the pressure, well, that's going to translate again into the environment. It is communicable, and then you hear people wailing. You see the energy. I mean, I hear the sirens. The amount of infection being released into the sewer system, and how hard the sewage system has to work, to process every single therapy that's out there to kind of neutralize it so it doesn't pollute the environment. That's why the dysentery and all the Giardia and all the different microbes in third world countries destroy population, because people don't know how to neutralize the growth of the different microbes and the bacterias, the bacteriophages, the microphages, the macrophages, the mycophages, the fungal, the viral fungus. It's all the same stuff. And that's why there is more of a global campaign on recycle, reduce, reuse, because you want to reuse the stuff, you want to recycle stuff, and you want to reduce fraud, waste, and abuse. And again, it's eliminating the extreme consumerists in our society. And you will each be faced with your choices on how much you consume. And when you consume so much, well, you'll be feeding the beast within, and you're atrophied in your first and second lines of defense, and you'll build up pressure, and then you will supernova. And people are supernovaing. Those that are hugely consumerist in our society in every single way possible, they are supernovaing. But this, again, the system must allow you to leave this world in a dignified manner without you taking everyone down with you. Though some people are. That's why I stay out of the public, because I know how triggered and how at the surface people are, that, you just don't want to be caught in the crossfire. And so there's a lot of connections between global warming and this pandemic. And again, they have been talking about global warming and then a superbug. And you will see the seasons change. Well, you'll see superstorms, different hurricanes, tornadoes, and you also see that brewing within your friends and family. The building of the pressure. It's like domestic violence. The pressure building, and then supernova. And then all the justification, the rationalization, the I'm sorries, and then the girl or the boy or the binary or the non-binary are like, okay, I forgive you, and then the pressure building, and then the supernova. And that's what's going on at the micro level, and that's what goes on at the macro level with each change in the simulations. And so that's why civilizations rise and fall, because the amount of population and the infection and the lack of balance and the consumerism, the greed, and here we are. We're now facing a choice, a fork in the road. And luckily now you have a choice, when before you didn't. But before, people were okay with how things were. But now, as they see what they've accepted be accelerated, where the distance between 2 points is becoming shorter and shorter, now they're seeing how correlation does equal causation. Even though there is myriads of factors that make up the correlation and causation, they will see now how close together they become, and they will see the contributory factors of why they deal with what they deal with, why they have all the different issues, and why the people die. Whereas before, there was a longer distance between 2 points. And so you didn't really want to make, you couldn't really make the correlation equals causation, because you had time to redirect. When you have time to redirect, then it really isn't correlation equals causation, right? Then it's like, oh, well, it's this factor, that factor. So it's easy to bring in all the blame game and blame the food, air, water, and therapeutics and Johnny, Billy, Susie, and whatever. But as the intervals between 2 points become shorter and shorter, then you will see now finally your lifestyle, your belief systems contributed to your demise and why you are encountering infection and or disease quicker. And now it's either you redirect very quickly or you live out whatever life belief system you hold now, and it will be very dynamic and very short. And that's the world right now. All right, bye.